Name.
So hi everybody. Um, Franklin, Smiling One Change Agent. Um, where do I start? I think that at first I was under the understanding that the responsible individual or the program itself was a sense of power. It was a whole misunderstanding from my side. I saw one of the chains and the coaches inside of prison, and he just hold a sense of power. And at that time, I didn't understood the light and how people can be drawn to it because why it wasn't power at all. His humility was just beyond measurement, man. He at that time, I thought he was a cool, he was cool, he was charming, he was caring. It was just a different type of person in such a high violence, dark environment. And yet this person hold the light, not just within him, he had a tool. And it came in the form of the responsible individual, the Smiling One program. And I was just drawn to it because I wanted that. Um, I wanted what he had. And going through that process, I think that I found my individual stride. I was more I was more captured by the fact that inside of prison we can speak about feelings because why for most of us um shutting off that side of you seems to work best inside of prison. Not to feel a lot, not to be too caring towards another person, just be on your lonesome island, not to involve much emotions. And you come to Smiling One, and it is safe to open up that door. It is safe to open up that part of you. And that was my first stride as I continued on the journey along with Smiling One. I think one of the most fascinating things that I did was I didn't through all of the things me and my dad has been through, I didn't seek his validation or his forgiveness or his love or his affection. I didn't seek that anymore because my Smiling One opened up my mind to the aspects of ownership. And as much of a kind of dad that he was, I realized that I was not a good son. I was very rebellious. I was just someone not to be proud of as a son. And coming to him and asking his forgiveness before seeking or wanting anything from him made such a huge difference in my life that it opened me up to more of Smiling One. And I think along that way, along that road, I discovered more men, especially that was seeking that same validation, that was looking to fill that void, that had issues with their parents, with their dad, with their mothers, and it just is a complete misunderstanding from you as an individual. Because by the ownership aspect, I think that that's one of the things that I still live by to in this world. I always seek to find myself in my steps, my actions, my words. And I think there's not a lot of that out there because a lot of blame get put on society, on our environment, on other people. And Smiley One really connect the dots for me in that sense that not so much to what is going on around me, or not so much about what's going on in my family, in my friends, in society's life, what's going on in my life, and looking externally. Yeah, you can change a lot of stuff, and it's a lot of effort, and sometimes you get just tired, you get just drained by emotionally drained, fatigue. Oh, I don't even want to mention the other words. But Smiling once showed me how to look inside of myself, you know, and that is probably one of the aspects that has been keeping me conscious, keeping me awake in this world. And I love it because I could have been at a much worse place. And especially when you come from the darkness and you realize how what impact you had, what impact is still out there, what actions of young men, of our society, of our leaders, of our family members, you realize that you came from a place of darkness and you're in a better space now. And I always try to tell those that I met, I'm not a type of person who denies challenges and wants the all good and all precious and all shiny life. I understood with the aspects of smiling one that you have to just hang on, Mason. I'm gonna talk to you now. um, you have to embrace the challenges in life. You have to embrace those moments when you are vulnerable, those moments when you want to be held, those moments when you want to be motivated and inspired. And it's okay to be that side, to be like that, because that's part of being human, and that's parts that live inside of you. And treat it kind, treat it gentle, and make sure that you say the light and wherever you go. So yeah.
Thank you, Franklin. And Franklin, I mean, our partnership started in 2009 when you, as you said, you chose to explore smiling one or the responsible individual, even if you first thought, I'm going to use it as a power tool, you know. But of course, that's what the journey does to us. We're not quite sure actually where it's going to take us in the beginning, but just to have the courage to take the leap and be curious and willing and open-minded to explore something. Franklin is also on our board of trustees and is the chairperson of our change agent committee. And it's an honor to work with this beautiful man, and has been a great teacher for me. So I really appreciate that. So on my screen, you are to my left.